What's cracking, YouTube? I got Dan on the line from Plato Farm project. Dan, how's it going, my man?
Yeah, it's so good, so good. Thanks for having me here today.
Yeah, so Dan, do you want to just introduce yourself to everyone watching here and explain to them your role within the project Plato Farm?
Yeah, of course. So I'm Dan. I've been with the Plato Farm team for a few months now. It's been a very exciting journey. I've helped the team essentially go from the early seed stages to post-IDO and to an inevitable listing in the next few weeks. I've been helping the team with essentially all BD, all marketing, as well as all venture capital raises and investments along the way.
Nice.
So essentially head of partnerships and BD and marketing for the team.
Nice. It sounds awesome, man. So I got some questions for you today. I'm not gonna lie, these are very detailed questions, and I think everyone is gonna be able to have a really strong grasp on your project after we're through with this interview. So let's start with the first question here, Dan. It is, can you briefly describe Plato Farm?
Yeah, sure. So Plato Farm, on a high level, it's a GameFi blockchain game where essentially users enter the game and they purchase some assets within the game for very cheap. They purchase the farm, they purchase seeds, and through actually planting their seeds, the goal of the game is essentially to develop your farm into a bustling city or the area around your farm. So this happens through, as mentioned, you plant your seeds in your farm, you grow your crops. From growing your crops, you then feed this to the chickens, if that's one of the NFTs you own. The chickens produce and grow. Then you harvest the chickens, you sell the eggs in the marketplace, and you can purchase some cows, for example. And through the development and actually generating income for your farm, we've seen farms actually sprout up and become like thriving marketplaces. All transactions, or a majority of the transactions at least, happen player to player within the game. So it's all based on supply and demand. And players, when selling to each other, they earn what's called our MARK token. Now, MARK token is essentially it correlates to the GDP of the game. So as GDP increases, so does the available MARK tokens, and vice versa. And yeah, it's all very interactive game. The players will determine the future of the game. There's no script to the game, as is common in a lot of these decentralized games.
Nice. Sounds very interesting. Sounds something I would definitely love to try. Next question here. What do you think that the vision of Plato Farm is?
Yeah, sure. So Plato Farm essentially is, where the name comes from, it's from the philosopher Plato, who wrote a book called The Republic. And essentially, Plato Farm is it's a derivation of that. We wanted to create a real life world economy based on Plato's utopia metaverse, or what he saw as a utopia. We essentially wanted to be a place where players come and they feel equality, they feel autonomy, they feel happiness within the game. It's a place of fairness where players who actually invest labor and wisdom to grow their farms and to develop bonds with each other will be the players who actually build the largest social structures within the game. So we do want to see it simulate the real world to some degree, whereby those who are able to use their assets most productively will be the biggest beneficiaries of the game.
Nice. Sounds very good. Tell us what investors invested in this project. How did that go?
Yeah, so fundraising was not so bad. It was actually good. It went quite smoothly. I mean, we managed to secure some really, really good investors. We had Block Ventures investing, we had Kronos Ventures from Russia, we had Barbie Ventures, as well as OKX Blockstream Ventures, which were really great for us to form strategic partnerships. We're also in talks about listing on both those platforms. and as well as OP Crypto, Web4 Ventures, Sunfolio, ZDS. We've had quite a lot of KOLs invest, such as quite a wide variety of them who we formed strategic partnerships with. We've had Crypto PhD. So essentially at the end of our private round with many of these investors, we had a valuation of $200 million, which we were very proud to raise money at, because I think, especially in the space at the moment, that those valuations are not really as high.
Yeah, definitely. I agree with you on that. Well, it sounds like you guys did very well in that sense. Now, when comparing you to other GameFi, what's the advantages of Plato Farm? What can people look forward to in this sense? Why should they care?
Yeah, so I mean, the way that we look at our game essentially is we're combining MetaMask, OpenSea, Uniswap, and like just general DeFi into a one-stop shop experience essentially. And I think one of the main benefits of our game, incorporating like all of those functionalities from those sites, is just simple UX and simple UI. It's like the player joins the game, automatically gets an in-game wallet, no need to connect a third-party wallet. The swap system all happens within game. The NFT system, the NFT trading all happens within game. It's just a very seamless experience. I think that's one of the first advantages is regarding our tech. Secondly, as alluded to, is just simple UX and UI, like very, very easy to actually come to terms with the game. I've got a 10-year-old brother who I showed him the game, and he quickly found his feet, and before you know it, he was selling all sorts of crops to other players within the game. And thirdly, I guess, is just our level of marketing. We've had a wide reach. We've got a very active community. We've got about 15,000 daily active users currently on our game. So those are actually players playing within our beta version of the game on the App Store. It's actually our gamma version, which is downloadable on iOS as well as Android. And yeah, we've got a very engaged community on Telegram, on Twitter, and we think players will be able to find a home within this game.
Well, I definitely got to say, you definitely explained that very well to me. I think that you guys have a lot of advantages over other GameFi platforms, and these are things that, investors potentially, or people that want to play your game, should not overlook, because these are going to be definitely deciding factors as to whether or not you guys are going to be coming out on top in the future and being able to sustain your game and, all the crypto associated with it, all the fun and games, right? Now, this being said, Dan, I wanted to say, I know recently you guys had your Plato IDO, right? This was sometime in January, if I'm not mistaken. How did that go, Dan?
So I mean, the IDO was, we found great success in it. We essentially raised money at a $500 million valuation. That's what Plato Farm is currently valued at. And the whole team was incredibly impressed and just stoked with our success in the game. I mean, we've been working really hard. Everything was leading up to this IDO. All our hard work, all our marketing, and our community building. So we were super happy with the IDO. And now we're on to the next stage, which is listing. So yeah, we look forward to actually listing on some decentralized exchanges.
Nice. Yeah, well, I definitely got to say, I'm looking forward to that too, man. As soon as those announcements are out, please forward them over to us so that we can let everyone know. I think that's obviously a huge milestone for you guys. Congratulations in advance for that. I know that is going to be happening. You guys seem like you have a very strong project here, as I've mentioned several times already. Leading me into my next question, what functions do Plato and MARK tokens specifically have? Are you able to provide any details on this for us?
Yeah, of course. So essentially, Plato tokens is that's the token that was listed and that was launched on TokenSoft in January and will be listed. And we almost see Plato tokens as the reputation token within the game. These are the valuable tokens in which there will be certain unlocks within the game, such as access to more NFTs, access to more productive means of growing your farm, essentially. So Plato Farm, there will be 100 million in circulation, and that obviously is allocated between the community, the investors, the team, as well as just DAO governance token holders. So, and players will need to essentially use these tokens to unlock very valuable NFTs. These Plato tokens are earned essentially in two ways. So either through staking of the MARK token, which I will touch on, or alternatively through unlocking or achieving certain tasks within the game. So that could be, for example, once you transact with 10 players in the game, you earn a few MARK tokens, and the higher your level gets in the game, the harder these tasks will be to complete. So as mentioned, the more Plato tokens you hold, the higher your status in the game, with the more commissions you'll have. And then also 50% so there is a transaction tax when transacting within the game, and some of that transaction tax gets allocated back into the game system, in which there is a burning mechanism to create a deflationary environment of Plato. In terms of the MARK token, this is the more basic token within the game, and it's essentially the basic currency within the game. Players can essentially get MARK by essentially just selling and breeding their crops. And as mentioned earlier in the interview, the daily output is regulated according to the GDP of the game, but the upper limit does not exceed 10 million MARK tokens per day. So, and this will just be used for purchasing basic equipment in the game. You can also stake MARK tokens and earn more MARK tokens.
Sounds good. Definitely looking forward to accumulating some Plato and MARK tokens. I like the use cases behind them, Dan. They sound very promising. Now, I read that with Plato Farm, okay, we're able to create our own guilds and can offer... I was wondering, can I offer scholarships and NFT loans so that other users can play for me and thus I obtain more profits?
Yeah, sure. So this is definitely something that we are working on actively. We're currently in communication with a number of guilds to essentially buy out a bunch of our NFTs and lend these to players, just like any like guild system works. So that should be rolled out within a later version of our game. So as mentioned, we're currently on the Gamma version. We're expecting to roll out our official V1 within the next 2 weeks, and hopefully the guilds will be incorporated into V1. I think alternatively there will be an option for players to lend out a portion of their farms to other community members, and generate yields through that.
Okay, that's good news. Now, the threshold for us to play the game, is it high or not? What is necessarily propping up to play the game?
Yeah, sure. So it's actually relatively cheap. I mean, as mentioned, players come onto the game, they have to acquire their lands and seeds in the beginning. These are very basic props within the game. These can be purchased on our official web marketplace, which is, I mean, you can also see our live trading, the price of various assets on our website, which is platofarm.game. I'll send that over to you after the call. But the initial price is very low, so players are able to enter the game pretty easily. But as you start reaching high levels of the game, the props start becoming more expensive. People will actually start having to invest more heavily as they accumulate wealth within the game.
Okay, noted. Well, Dan, that's all the questions that I have for you today. Was there anything else you wanted to mention before we end off today's interview?
I think that's it. Yeah, we're just very excited about the game going forward. We're excited about our partnerships. We're excited about actually launching our official versions. And if any of the community members want to check out the game, visit our website for Android. That's once again, it's platofarm.game. And you can download that for Android. Otherwise, visit the iOS App Store for iPhone. And yeah, let's start playing and start growing the farms and start developing this future world together.
Yeah, absolutely, Dan. Well, I got to say we're really excited as well for all of those updates, and I think that all of your answers were very, very clear, very detailed. And again, I want to thank you for having you on the channel here. I know that your time is precious, and that you guys have a lot going on. So thank you again for taking time out of your busy schedule today to join us on our channel. I'm sure everyone else is very, very happy and excited that you could join us as well to get some new information on Plato Farm. So again, I want to wish you luck with your project, and be sure to send us those updates on your project when they come out, so we can definitely cover you guys again, and make sure everyone knows what's going on with Plato Farm. So thanks again, Dan.
Great. Thanks for having me here today. Really appreciate it.
Have a good one, Dan. Take care.